There's a virus on Earth right now with a fatality rate of 99.9%. It is not Ebola. It is not the plague. It is rabies. If you show symptoms of rabies, you are already dead. There is no cure. There is no going back. The only reason humanity survives this virus is because it is hard to catch. You have to be bitten by an infected animal. But what if that changed? What if the virus mutated? What if instead of a bite, it could travel through a cough, through a sneeze, through the air conditioning in a crowded mall? This is the timeline of the first 30 days of an airborne rabies pandemic. And I warn you, this is not a movie. This is a mathematical certainty of what would happen if the deadliest virus on Earth learned to fly. It starts in a subway station in New York City, or maybe a crowded market in London. A single infected bath droppings mix with dust in a ventilation shaft. The virus, usually heavy and wet, has mutated. It is now aerosolized. Patient 0 is a businessman on his morning commute. He takes a deep breath. He doesn't feel a bite. He doesn't see a wound. He just inhales microscopic particles into his lungs. By the time he gets off the train, he has infected 20 other people. Usually, rabies takes months to reach the brain because it travels through your nerves, but because this version entered through the lungs, it has a shortcut to the central nervous system. By the end of day 1, thousands of people have been exposed. And the terrifying part? Not a single one of them knows they are walking dead men. 1 week later, the hospitals are seeing a spike in patients, but the doctors aren't worried yet. The symptoms look exactly like the seasonal flu. Fever, headache, fatigue, a slight cough. Doctors prescribe rest and fluids. They send the patients home. This is the fatal mistake. In a normal pandemic, sending people home is good, but with airborne rabies, home becomes a trap. Inside the human body, the virus has bypassed the immune system and crossed the blood-brain barrier. It is now rewriting the software of the victim's mind. The patients start complaining of anxiety. They feel a strange tingling sensation in their limbs. They can't sleep. They are becoming irritable. The virus is doing something specific. It is targeting the amygdala, the part of the brain that controls aggression and fear. 2 weeks in, the truth comes out, and it is horrifying. Reports start flooding in from emergency rooms. Patients are being offered water, and they are screaming in terror. This is called hydrophobia. It is the signature of rabies. The virus causes painful spasms in the throat whenever the victim tries to swallow. It literally forces the host to reject water to ensure the virus stays concentrated in the saliva. Panic spreads instantly on social media. People realize this isn't the flu. Governments try to lock down cities, but it is too late. The incubation period is over for the first wave. Thousands of people simultaneously lose their minds. The virus induces confusion, hallucinations, and extreme aggression. In a normal zombie movie, the infected are mindless monsters. In this reality, it is worse. The infected are your neighbors, your family. They are confused, terrified, and violently lashing out because their brains are on fire. And every time they shout, every time they scream, they are filling the air with the virus. 3 weeks. Society begins to fracture. The fatality rate is still 100%. Hospitals are abandoned. No doctor will go to work because the air inside the hospital is toxic. The power grid starts to fail, not because the lines are down, but because the people running the power plants are either dead or hiding in their basements. The R0 value, which measures how infectious a disease is, has skyrocketed. Without a vaccine that works on this new strain, humanity has no defense. The military attempts to distribute supplies, but supply chains have broken. The streets are empty, except for the infected who are wandering in the final delirious stages of the disease. The terrifying reality of rabies is that it doesn't kill you quickly, it drags it out. It tortures the mind before it stops the heart. 1 month. The first wave of infected have died. The screaming has stopped. The cities are quiet. The human population has dropped by numbers we cannot comprehend. Those who survived are the ones who sealed themselves in airtight bunkers on day 1.
or the ones living on isolated islands where the air currents didn't carry the virus. The virus will eventually burn itself out because it kills its host so quickly to sustain itself, but the world left behind is unrecognizable. We are lucky that rabies is difficult to transmit. It is the one biological barrier keeping us safe from extinction. But biology changes, viruses mutate, and as we just saw, it only takes one small genetic shift to turn our world into a graveyard. If you want to know how to survive the first 24 hours of a collapse, click the video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching.